Hello, my name is Penny and this is Penny's Art Emporium, and today I'm going to do something completely different but also quite similar in a way. I am waiting at the moment for some canvases to arrive. I'm literally waiting for the postman as we speak. And in the meantime I've been getting everything ready for what I want to do. So I normally do my large heart paintings with the flowers that go all the way around the edge and the nice balloon dips for the background, and they're very popular. And I always like to try something a little bit different and change it a little bit. So I've done a bit of a mock-up here of kind of what I'm going to do. The canvases that are coming, they measure 45 centimetres by 65 centimetres, and I thought I'd quite like to do two hearts that are connected but not just in a straight line. And then I thought it might be quite nice to split it over two canvases, so a little bit like when you get a necklace and there's two halves and one person has one and one has the other. So these can hang together or they might hang separately. So that's what I fancied. So overall it will be 65 kind of width, I guess. And then it will be two 45s, which will make 90 in length. And then I'm going to split the hearts down the middle, so you'll have a bit of heart on each side. So yeah, that's the plan. So I've got my colours ready. That's what I've been doing while I'm waiting for the canvases to arrive. I've got my nice pearl colours for the background, lighter around the edge. And then I've also got my nice pastel colours. These are lovely greens and pinks and lilacs and yellow and some 24 karat gold. And I'll put the same colours also in the centre, but a lot more in the centre. So it'll be quite pale round the edge, and then lots of colour in the centre of both of the hearts. And then I thought for the outline of both of my hearts and also the crossover bit, I've picked out sort of pinks, oranges, yellow, green and purple in really bright, vibrant colours. And I'll mix them with the different finishes of paint like I normally do, so that it'll be a little bit reflective, a little bit iridescent, a little bit metallic and a little bit matte. I'll do my white background with those balloon dips, and I think it'll be really interesting. I haven't done two that kind of join together before, so I think that it'll be really interesting. It'll be quite big between the two of them. So I'm all organised now. All I've got to do is mix up my white paint, and then once my canvases arrive, which might not be today, I will put this into hyperlapse for you and we'll see how that goes. So here you can see I have already measured out where my hearts are going to go on these two canvases, and it took quite a lot of measuring to try and find the exact places where I thought that they would look best. So they're not equal heights. One's slightly higher on the left than the other one on the right, which is slightly lower. And I've tried to get them so that they overlap, so that both canvases will have an equal kind of share of each of the hearts, because I would quite like them to either be together or separate. And I just wanted both paintings to look nice in their own right, really. So now I'm just adding my white paint, my nice fluid art white paint here, which is quite runny, so that I can use my hairdryer to spread it around. And I'm just trying to make sure that I keep the outline of the hearts so that I can see them. When I started this, I think I underestimated just how difficult it would be to do two at the same time, particularly in the middle where the two hearts will cross over, because I like my edges to be really smooth and neat, and to try and get in between the crevices was a little bit difficult. So here I am just making sure that all my edges look nice, and I'm trying to push the paint right up to the edge of the heart that I've already outlined, and make sure that my paint is even all the way throughout. And now I'm going to start to fill in the centre of the two hearts. Again, it's quite difficult because I really want to keep the shape, so I'm trying to make sure that the hearts I've already put on, I don't lose the measurements that I have already done. So with my hairdryer, again, I'm just smoothing all this background paint so that it will be in preparation for all the colours when I add them. Making sure again all my edges are nice and smooth, because the edges tend to dry first, so if I don't get them smooth now, it'll be more difficult to get them smooth later, and they'll be a bit lumpy and bumpy. And now I'm just going around the shapes that I've already made of the hearts, and this is a metallic white, and that just really helps for me to be able to see where I want to put my flowers. And now I'm putting down my colours for my background, and these are my pearl colours. So they look white when they go on, but then when they dry, they have different reflections of green, of lilac, of yellow, blue. So they are really nice when they go down. So I'm just trying to put an equal amount, and now I'm putting my pastel colours. This one will be the titanium blue and the frosted mint. I'm putting different colours around the outside, and I'm not putting the blue in the centre of the hearts. That's a nice metallic pink. Just nice pastel colours. And then the lilac. That one is a nice pistachio green. And this is the 24 karat gold, which always shines really lovely. Chartreuse green, my favourite, and a lime green. So the greens are just going in the centre. That's a yellow, nice canary yellow. There's going to be brighter colours in the centre of the hearts. This is an orange, a nice metallic orange, and those aren't going around the outside of the heart. And that's a brighter pabio, sort of pink with a nice sort of blue tinge to it. And now with my balloon, I'm just going to squash those colours, just blend them together, and then that will make a really nice background. And my balloon tends to squash those colours really nicely, just makes really nice patterns. And I'm using that nice big balloon because it's quite a large painting. And I'm not going over it too much. And with the white, when it dries, it's a more flat matte colour compared to the metallic. And now obviously the centre. Now you'll see that these colours are quite bright in the centre, and I did really want that to be the case. I wanted them to just really stand out. I don't normally use bright colours in the centre, but I thought I would this time. And then I've got a smaller balloon there just to get into those more difficult areas. I thought my big balloon, it would be difficult to do that. So you can see I've still got the shape of the hearts, I'm pleased to say. I can still see them, so I still know where I'm going. And then just adjusting any little bits that might need a bit more paint here and there. So again, this is just the background. And right around the edge, I have kept that mostly just the white without any colours really going over the edges. And then just adding any more colour to even it all up. So that's the background. And now I'm going to start adding the colours for my flowers. I'm just really choosing sort of pinks and oranges and yellows. I haven't got any reds. And I'm using really light, bright colours, really vibrant, bright colours. And I'm just trying to make it so that the colours are symmetrical on both hearts, which is actually quite difficult to do because I'm working quite quickly because I need the paint not to dry too much. So I'm trying to kind of think of my feet and try to match symmetrically where the colours are going to go. And also trying to get colours that will go together nicely when I blend all the flowers with my straw as well. And trying to balance the colours so that I haven't got too much of one colour in one place, which with the two hearts was actually quite difficult to do, especially the centre part. And so I've got a mixture here. Some of these colours are metallic and some of those are just flatter colours, and each flower has got a mixture of both, so that when I eventually create the flowers with my straw, the colours will blend together that little bit. And now you can see with my straw, I'm just going to make kind of rough flower-like shapes. And I don't have to be too exact because I can change any of this when it is dry. And if I want to, I can also add more colour as I go along. I'm just adding a little bit of white there so that the flowers, when I blow them with my straw, they will go out a little bit more. They will flow a little bit more with the white paint in the middle. So I'm just making just really rough flower shapes. They're not all going to be the same. They're not going to be the same shape. But I'm just making just rough kind of an idea of how they're going to look. So I will carry on doing that, and then we'll have a look at that when it is wet, and you can see what that's like before I move on to the next stage. So here is this painting. It has been probably about half an hour since I stopped fiddling with it, and it is starting to dry, particularly around the edges now. So you can see the concept of it with the two hearts entwined, a slightly lighter colour around the outside of the hearts, and then more colour in the middle of them, and the outline with the flowers of the hearts. So it'll be interesting to see, because when it dries, the metallic features will really show up, whereas at the moment when it's wet they don't tend to. But you can see that the flowers around the edge of the heart are that little bit darker and a little bit brighter than the rest of the painting, with a nice mixture of colours there. So I will let that dry. It will probably take a few days, and then you can see what that looks like. So bye for now. So here is this painting, and it's all dry now, and I've had a chance to assess it and decide what I want to add to it. So I've decided that I want to add some lovely white flowers in the centre of these two hearts, just inside the hearts. So I've got some nice matte white paint, and also some pearl paints and some metallic white. So these flowers will just be really subtle, but they will just add more to the painting. And I've decided that with some of the flowers around the outside, some of those I feel are a little bit too bright, and although I do want them to be bright, I think I would just like to calm them down a little bit and make them a little bit prettier as well. So I'm just kind of getting on with that now, and just really changing the painting to kind of more of what I have in my mind of what I want. So with my straw I'm just making those flowers. It will also calm the background down a little bit, because although I wanted it to be brighter in the middle, I did feel it was a little bit too much, and I felt that I wanted the heart to show up a little bit more. So you can see now those white flowers are dry in the centre, and also the flowers around the edge of the heart, they've been adjusted, and now I'm adding centres to the centre of each of these flowers in contrasting colours, darker colours than the actual flowers themselves, again just to make them pretty and to enhance the flowers. And because some of them I've changed and added more paint to the canvas when it was dry, some of them have a kind of 3D effect as well, which is nice. So I'm just really going along, adding the centres and assessing what to do next. And now that all those centres are done, I've now decided that I'm going to add all my greenery, all my nice little leafy tendrily bits. I've got some really nice greens, lots of different shades of green, and all of the green is going to be not metallic and not iridescent. These are more flatter colours, because I've already got lots of metallic in my flowers and in my background, and it will be too overpowering if I did all my greenery in metallic and iridescent colours as well. So these are much flatter colours, but a real nice variety of greens. Some are very vibrant and neon, Some are dark, some are more olivey, but some nice bright greens as well. And now my very last finishing touches, I've just got a few little bits of lavender type flowers, and you can really see those background white flowers, how they're shining as well. And these really are the last little bits. I've got all my green and tendrily bits, and now I'm just adding this lavender. So here is this painting. I feel that it is finished now. It has taken me really about a month to do. You saw when I did the original pour painting, when it was the fluid acrylic, and I made the heart shape with the flowers. And then once it had dried, I added some white flowers in the centre, which are very, very subtle. But I just really liked the idea of having those kind of rose-like flowers in the centre, because it just made the background look really pretty. And they're very subtle, but they've got lots of pearl colours in them. They're all different. So that was the centre of the two hearts. And then I did also adjust some of the flowers around the edge of the hearts as well. Not all of them, but I did adjust some of them just to make them a little bit prettier. And I changed the colours a little bit, so they're still really bright and vibrant, but they just are a little bit kind of calmed down. And I added lots of little green leaves and tendrily bits. And the background itself as well, around the edge, I did just add some very subtle little white details that you can't really see. It just calms it all down a little bit, so you can still see all the metallic features. But I just really wanted the whole thing to blend together and balance, and I just felt that by doing that it just made the whole thing better, really. So I'm very happy with the painting now. You know, it took a lot of just looking at and adjusting, but I think it's very pretty. And the whole concept of the idea of it being two paintings that you could separate or you can hang together. And what I will do is I will turn the light off, and you'll actually see how the painting comes to life when you turn the light off. So here we go. There. It's funny, I always think it's funny with these, how actually they get brighter when the light's turned off, but it's just all those metallic features. And that's where you can see as well those white flowers that I added in the centre of the heart. You can see the metallic details in them. So some are green, some are yellow, some are more violet. But you can really see how they all come to life. I just think it's really, really pretty, and I am very happy with it. A real mix of the metallic and the matte and the iridescent paints. And I just really like how it all looks. Very happy with how that has turned out. So I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.